Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Java Stories, and today we are going to look into yet another question on Java Stream APIs. So what I have done today, I have taken this puzzles from one of the Java champion, Jose Paumard. I will walk you through the question first, and then we will see how we can solve this question here. So we have this sonnet.txt file. Since sonnet is always a poem of 14 lines, so this is a 14-line poem. If you remember, William Shakespeare used to write very good and very nice sonnets. Then I have created these two files, collector puzzles questions and answers. Before watching this video, if you could download this file from my GitHub link, try to solve this question yourself first before seeing the answer. I will be solving all my answers in a separate file called CollectorPuzzlesAnswers. And let me walk through the question now. The question is very simple. Lot of test class has been created for you. You have to write the solutions, and then you have to uncomment those test case lines, and then you have to see whether those test cases are running perfectly fine or not. If they're running perfectly fine, it means your answer is correct, otherwise your answer is not correct. So we have 3 4 5 6 7 questions, and also we have a reader which reads the line from this sonnet.txt, and then of course after every test case is run, we are closing this reader file. We also have this split pattern. If you want to split a line into words, use this split pattern. Okay, now let us try to solve questions now. Let me also go into the presentation mode now. Okay, the first question is, let us see what the first question is. Let me just little bit zoom out. Okay, so we have to categorize the word from the text file into a map, where the map keys is the length of the each word and the values corresponding to a key is a list of words. So on the length of each word, we need to do a grouping by, as we are doing in our previous videos, and let us see how we could do this. I think this is quite a easy case, so let me do that. Readers.files, just a second. Okay, reader.lines, and then I have to split this line with the help of split pattern, split a stream. Let me just try to take this into a variable. Let us see what's the value of this. So of course this is a stream of strings, and we need a stream of strings only. So if you are watching my video, this is quite easy. We have to just do a flat map here, and we are done with this. If you just check it again, this will be a stream of strings. So all the words will be read line by line, and they are split into words. Now the question is, we need to group these on the basis of the length of each string, and then we have to group those into the words. Collectors.toList. This is, I think so, what we want. If we just take this into a variable, so it's quite simple here. Let me just little bit more zoom out so that is better now. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to uncomment all these lines, and we'll try to see whether my answer is correct or not. Let's run this. All our test case has been passed. How we could even do something better here? This is basically a lambda expression. I could just do a length as well. And since collector.toList is the default downstream collector of the grouping by, even if I just get rid of this, it remains the same. And if I just now run my test cases, it's still passing, which is quite great. Now coming back to the second question, we have to categorize the word from the text file into a map, where the map's keys is the length of the each word as we are doing in our previous question, and the value corresponding to a key is a count of words of that length. Don't bother with the uniqueness or the lower casing of the word. This is the same as the previous exercise, except that map values are the count of the words instead of the list of the words. Since this is as simple as this one, we just need to pass the second downstream parameter now in the collectors.groupingby. See if you are really finding these the way I am writing this code so quickly. I request you to watch all my previous videos before coming to this video, otherwise this video is of no use. So now we have to just pass the second parameter, and which is also a collector itself, and we have a very popular collector called collectors.counting. And now I will take this in a new variable, and this is also a result. And just let me uncomment everything. Let me try this test case as well. Hopefully it should get passed. See, this is getting passed. So we are quite happy now. We are able to solve these two questions. Now let's see what's the third question of the Jose Paumard is. Okay, so I have to gather the words from the text file into a map, accumulating a count of the number of occurrences of each word. Don't worry about the uniqueness or the uppercase or the lowercase. Extra challenge is we have to implement two solutions, one that uses grouping by and the other that uses map. Okay, let's see whether we could able to solve this problem or not. So we have to accumulate a count of the number of occurrences of each words. Okay, so this is the same as the previous, accumulating a count of the number of occurrences of each word. Okay, so we have to just do something same, reader.lines, then we have to split this flat map with the help of split pattern dot split stream s. Now I have to do collect by, and I have to do with the help of grouping by, because I need to just not on the length, now just on the word itself, s equals to s. I want to group basis on the word itself, and I need to count as well, collectors.counting. This will give me a frequency map of each word. This is what I really wanted. Let me see whether this is okay or not, and I think so this is okay. Can I run this? Yeah, the test has been passed. What we could do even better here, I think so the only we could pass the function.identity here, and this should still get passed. Yes, now the author is telling us to do this even by the 2map method, and let's see whether we could solve this by 2map. Okay, let me just comment this out. Readers dot lines dot flat map. The flat map remains the same. I just need to do a collect, and now basically I need to do something called 2map. 2map of course takes a function, s will of course remain s, and now I need to do something about the key here. The key should be 1L. Every word I just giving them the first value as the 1, counting as the 1, and if the same word comes again, then of course there is a collision. Now to solve this kind of a collision in the 2map, we need to pass another downstream parameter which we call, I think so I am going to call this as a combiner, because we need to combine now if there is a collision on the key. So this is my first key, or I would say key 1, key 2. This will be invoked when there will be I would say there will be a collision. Rather than take this key 1 and key 2, and I will just say whatever the value of the key 1, which is the initial value, just add it 1 here, and I think so that's it. So let me just again reiterate it. S.S, of course we want to just provide the same word as the key, and the value will be always with the 1. I am just initiating every new word with the frequency as 1, and suppose the same word comes again, there will be a collision, and this combiner will be called, which has simple as a job of just adding 1 in the previous value of that same key. I think this is something new which I have not taught about this to map, but if we have just learned about those collector APIs, this is still very easy. And let me see whether this is giving us a correct result or not. Something is problem. Let me just get rid of this reader. Let me just see again. See, the test has been passed. If I have not passed this, then let's see what's happening here. The result will surely fail, and we are going to get an exception because duplicate key might attempted merging value 1 and 1. So that's why we need to pass a third parameter of this collectors to the to map, which is the combiner of these two keys. Okay, basically these are the values of the keys, not keys itself. So what we are saying, these two keys are same, then what we have to save in the value. So basically this corresponds to the value for the key 1, and this corresponds to the new key which is coming. I do not know how to just tell you this thing. This represents the value of the key 1 itself. Suppose the word is there Andrew, and Andrew initially has 1, and then Andrew came again in the list. So what is saying, this holds 1 basically, and this holds as of now nothing. So we don't require this key 2 at all here. And what we have done, we have just get the value of this key 1. I always say value of key 1, value 1 and value 2 is even better here, and this is my value 1. Okay, let's run this now. Now this is fine. Okay, yeah, so we are able to solve these 3 problems of this Jose Paumard, and you have to remember this. This is the value of the first key, and this is the value basically which the key 2 holds. And what we have done, we just require the value 1, and we have just to add the 1, incrementing the previous value by 1. This is the way we always count the frequency. Now let's come to this fourth part. Gather all the letters used to write the sonnet in the lowercase and find one of the least used. So now we need to split those words also into the lowercase first, and then what we need to do, we need to split those words into letters, and then we have to find the, basically we have to calculate the frequency map of those letters, and then we have to find that letter which is being least used. If I am able to get this, let's try to solve this kind of a problem. Reader.lines, and then we have to do a flat map as we are always doing it, split pattern, split as stream. Of course you could use the lambda expression, or you could use this method reference here. Now I need to do something about these words. I need to split these words into letters, and how I could do this, I have a, let's try to do this. This is a word. Let me just take this into word, and I just need to split these words into chars. Chars is a very beautiful method on this string which gives you the integer, basically the ASCII value of each of the letter in this word. So word is Anil, it is going to split into like 97, 98, 99 and 100, because Anil corresponds to 4 letters. So this word.chars is going to give me a stream of letters, and of course let me just do a box of it. So now from the lines we have converted this to words. From the words we have converted this stream into a stream of letters. Now what we have to do, we have to just collect this collectors dot grouping by, and since I need to convert this integer into, let me just convert each letter into a string itself. So how I'm going to do this, s dot character dot toString s. This is even better, but character dot toString, and this is an integer itself. I have to do a flat map first here, because of course we have to flatten those. From the words we are converting into a stream of letters, we need to flatten map, and then I have to just convert each letter into a string and just collect this, and then collectors dot counting. I'm hoping that you are getting the gist, and let me just try to get it into a variable. This is what we want. This string corresponds to each letter in the sonnet. So first of all we split the stream into the words, then we split those words into integers, basically splitting. Suppose only is a 4-letter word, we have converted that word into letters. Now chars always represents the integer, the sky value of each alphabet. We have boxed it so that from the parameter primitive int it converts to integer, and then we have converted those integers, the sky value of the integers, to string itself. So a will become a itself now, and then we have grouping by. And what I need to do, I have to find the minimum of. So I have to open a entry set map stream, and then I have to do a min by map dot entry dot comparing by value, because I need to compare the value now, and this is, I'm getting my answer. This is what I really want, least used character. So string long entry dot get key. Of course I want a key itself, and this is my string least used letter. Let me see whether this assert is getting passed or not. Oh, the test has failed. It's expecting H to be in VK, so our answer is H, capital H, and the least words used are V and K, any of the V or K. Something where we are doing it wrong. I think so we need to fetch the lower character, and we have fetched nearly all the characters, whether it's lower or it's higher, it's a bigger or a small letter. So we need to do something about this here. If I could flat map this and filter it out all the characters which are greater than equals to 97, because after the 97 we have all the small letters, so that should be, should be done with this. And let me just run this as well. See, our method has passed. Okay, so we have to just do any V or K, so we are good enough with this question as well, and the rest of this 5, 6 and 7 we will do in the next part of this video. Till then, keep watching my channel, and try to solve as much as question on the stream APIs, because this is one of the hot topics in the Java interviews. Happy learning. Please like and subscribe and comment on my videos. Please ping me any of your question in the comment section, and I will definitely try to look into it and try to solve that question for you, maybe in any other video. Thanks a lot.